So Simon Shibli, the state of play, it's all about sport participation amongst the 39 bodies that make up the NGB CEOs Forum. Can you explain some of the headline figures you've discovered?
I think probably some of the most impressive headline figures relate to external comparisons of the scale of the sports sector with things that we know in other parts of our lives. So probably the thing that struck me the most was that the 39 NGBs have a membership of 1.8 million. And when we compare that as we approach the election, the combined total of membership of political parties in the UK is less than 800,000. So you're looking at a sector with 1 million more members than the entire political parties in the UK. And I think that really is quite something, gives a good insight into the scale of the sector. Then if we look at the people who make it all happen, the volunteers, we've got something like 1.9 million volunteers working for the 39 national governing bodies, and they all contribute something like an hour a week of their time. And there's a few interesting points that come out of this. One, the value of that work is 4.9 billion if we had to replace that with paid labour. And then when we look at the scale of the workforce, 1.9 million volunteers is larger than the entire workforce of the National Health Service and also the entire membership of the UK's largest union, Unite, both of which are around about 1.4 million. So those are the highlights for me. I'm also a bit of an elite sport nut, so we looked at how many medals the NGBs had won since 2009 to 2014, and I was really impressed and amazed to see that it had gone over the 1,000 mark, that collectively they'd won 1,095 medals in Olympic, Paralympic, Commonwealth and other World Championship and European level sports.
Has this sort of research been done before? Have the numbers all been pulled together in terms of achievement in British sport?
Yes, but in a disparate sort of way. And I think what's unique about the state of play is that we look at the rounded contribution of national governing bodies. Previous research would look at them from the perspective of participation and active people survey. Another piece of research might look at them from elite sport. Another piece of research might look at them from the scale of volunteering. And all we've done is we've posed them 10 pretty simple questions across 6 dimensions of their activity and just pulled all of that together in one place. So on their own, each statistic is not particularly groundbreaking, but to bring it all together and say, here's a rounded picture of what national governing bodies do, then in that regard it is quite unique.
And of course the constant question is this balance between elite sport and grassroots sport. How does the report reflect that?
It doesn't explicitly, but what I can tell you sort of off the record is a personal view, which is this. In the London 2012 cycle, UK sport invested 264 million in our Olympic and Paralympic efforts. That works out at £1 per head per year over the 4-year cycle. Now, you show me anybody who said the feel-good factor that we had during London 2012 wasn't worth £1 a year. And if we look at Sport England, their funding is slightly larger. It might be £300 million over a 4-year period. That's about 125 per head of population. So take the two together, £2.25 per head of population per year. I'd say that's a pretty small price to pay.